Vice-Chancellor, fellow council members, staff of the university, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. To members of a university, a ceremony for the presentation of awards is a particularly important and happy occasion. To all of you, I extend a warm welcome. To graduates, I offer my congratulations and best wishes for the future. The university's mission commits it to achieving international excellence in education and research. It is also committed to work through partnerships for regional, national and global enrichment. The university's record of achievement, particularly in research, is outstanding. The university currently ranks 9th out of the 37 public universities in Australia in terms of research income, which approximates to $25 million each year. The total funding devoted to research, research scholarships and research infrastructure in this university each year exceeds $36 million. The Australian Research Council is one of the peak grant bodies in Australia. For ARC grants commencing in 1999, the university had the highest success rate of all the Australian universities in the very competitive bidding for research funds. The university has 15 research centres and institutes, over 50 research programs of international repute and over 950 research masters and Doctor of Philosophy candidates. It is an exceptional performance across all faculties and reflects the quality of the research being conducted by university staff. More generally, these achievements are also significant because good research feeds into teaching, which in the University of Newcastle reflects cutting-edge technology. Education today is about the acquisition of lifelong learning skills. I believe our graduates today will, in the future, make significant contributions in the local, national, and in the case of some, the international community. I take this opportunity to remind those receiving their testamers today that as graduates of the university, you automatically become members of convocation. You thus join more than 45,000 other graduates and have an opportunity, through elected representatives, to become involved in the governance and developments of your university. I now call on the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Commerce to present a diplomat and graduates from that faculty.
Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has satisfied the requirements of the award of the Diploma in Computing Studies. Gobind Chera. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, James Alexander. Sarah Alliston. Matthew Anderson. Matthew Eyre. Benjamin Barry. Justin Beaton. Manaz Begum. Natalie Blair. Lee Bondini. Jörn Bostelman. Gregory Brooks. Aaron Brown. Amanda Bryant. Jacqueline Burke. Samantha Burwood. Kirsty Lee Caddy. Amy Callan. Wei Chu. Ming Lei Chung. Lauren Clancy. Amy Clark. David Clee. Matthew Clee. Bryce Conlon. Liana Cook. Alicia Cooper. Jeremy Copus. Lauren Cowie. Leah Jean Cox. Andrew Craig. David Cranorn. Tony Chris. Laura D'Antino. Natalie Darcy. Christopher Dark. Christian Davies. Daniel Di Stefano. John Dimkos. Chad Downey. Jennifer Dunning. Megan Elway. Ilangason Eswaran. David Farley. Louise Farthing. Kiko Finnemore. Peter Foley. Karen Fortington. Nam Fung. Michael Gardner. John Brian Gibson. Emma Goody. Benjamin Graham. Ben Gregson. Linda Grenfell. Michelle Griffin. Zheng Guo. Christy Hardy. Nadine Harvey. Alison Hawkins. Joanne Hayes. Damien Hearn. Tamara Hirth. Michael Hill. Katie Hitchener. Craig Hobson. Regan Hope. Cam Howe. David Hubbard. Daniel Hunt. Andrew Johns. Michael Johns. Natalie Jordan. Michael Jovicic. Craig Keating. Justine Kelly. Michael Kumpis. Carla Knox. Chewy Lay. Helen Lamb. Eric Law. Keong Woo Lee. Kristen Lewis. Vanessa Linneberry. Grant Madden. Joanne Mamone. Simon Mather. Lisa McCullum. Jennifer McCarthy. Melissa McFadden. Todd McFarlane. Kelly Maguire. Simon McClellan. Vanessa Melania. Craig Minter. Laura Nixon. Mark Norgard. Natalie O'Brien. Benjamin O'Hearn. Cindy Odgers. Scott Odgers. Caroline Pasacala. Jace Pedernese. Gregory Phillip. Emma Powies. Brendan Pring. Kieran Probitz. Hui Quian. Michael Randall. Elizabeth Reid. Emily Rowlands. Craig Roxby. Danielle Russell. Matthew Scully. Ivan Salar. Robert Skinner. Darren Slade. Blake Sly. Martin Smith. Wathana Sue. Sylvia Sung. Lucy Tarjan. Peter Thatcher. Cameron Tink. Luke Turner. David Webber. Richard Werrick. Anne Wiltshire. Wayne Williams. Kenneth Yeung. Scott Zenes. Chancellor, I present to you graduates for the award of the combined degrees of Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Arts. The graduates have studied for both awards simultaneously. Pauline Lockie. Guy Moroney. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with Honours, Class 2, Division 1, Paul Duncan. Simon Lentham. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with Honours, Class 1, Philip McClellan. Michael Seamer. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Rachel Alterator. Anthea Bill. Russell Bramley. Sarah Byrne. Jennifer Crossdale. Matthew Davis. Tally Dewan. Matthew Dirks. Kate Drinkwater. Sarah Galvin. Shane Hall. Catherine Healy. Martin Ho. Maxwell Hutchinson. Matthew Johnson. Erin Keane. Michael McGrath. Nathan McKay. Jeanette McClellan. James McLeod. Christine Moore. Andrew Newburn. Nicholas Price. Timothy Riley. David Spencer. Nicole Stevens. Daniel Swain. Richard Taylor. Matthew Tuxford. Ben Vale. Jason Wilkie. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate for the award of the combined degrees of Bachelor of Economics and Bachelor of Commerce. The graduate has studied for both awards simultaneously. Jessica Ong. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Economics with honours, Class 2, Division 1, Brett Gilshanen. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Economics with honours, Class 1, Luke Reedman. Chancellor, a university medal may be awarded to a candidate who has achieved first-class honours and displayed outstanding ability. In assessing ability, the graduate's record throughout the whole degree course is taken into account. In addition to achieving consistently high grades, the graduate must have completed at least half of their degree requirements at this university. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Economics with honours, Class 1 and the University Medal, Jonathan Dark. Chancellor, I now present to you the first ever graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Finance from this university, Anita Coughlin. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Information Science, Stephen Bosworth. Leilani Bukal. Darren Callanan. Gregory Clements. Ryan Esmond. Lucas Fong. Christopher Gill. Benjamin Helps. Stephen Hemsworth. Derek Heng. Matthew Johnston. Mui Koo. Dean Krasevsky. Paul Martinovic. Walter Millard. Sunny Ng. Nico Nicholas. Rochelle O'Neill. John Parrott. Janie Pavlevsky. Scott Purser. Glenn Spots. Philippe Spouse. Scott Thornton. Matthew Toy. Quyen Tran. George Volovsky. Matthew Werner. Clifford Wheatley. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Andrew Hill. Sarah Riley. Peter Swain. Rhonda Terry. Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has satisfied the requirements for the award of the Graduate Certificate in Human Resource Management and Industrial Relations, Raul Puertas. Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has satisfied the requirements for the award of the Graduate Certificate in Marketing, Dominic Trisley. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Graduate Diploma in Business Administration, Yi Ju Chen. Alan Chiu. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Master of Applied Management, Ian Williams. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Master of Business Administration, Sunethra De Silva. Prashanth Devray Das. David Donnelly. Tracy Giles. John Hurd. Sarah Howard. Ibra Khan. Jackie Kuo. Danny Lamb. Philip Morris. Peng Kwek. Earl Rennie. Linda Rogers. John Sansom. Milan Shetty. E. Soon. Daniel Tan. Krit Tian Che. Chang Si Tum. Diminza U. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate for the award of the degrees of Bachelor of Business Administration and Master of Applied Finance, Leo Wong. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Master of Business Administration with merit, Martine Archer. Noel Chesterfield. Jane Gray. Zidong Li. Paul Murray. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Master of Human Resource Management and Industrial Relations, John Edwards. Anne Sullivan. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Master of Marketing, David Cantley. Francesco Gillio. Yoke Loy. Sonia Sumimi Zaire. Tien Tay. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of a diplomat and graduates from the Faculty of Economics and Commerce. Chancellor, I would now like to present you with a graduate from the Faculty of Engineering for the degree of Master of Information Technology, Jagan Mohan Krishna Murthy. Chancellor, and that concludes the presentation of a graduate from the Faculty of Engineering.
I now call on the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Research to present Research Higher Degree graduates.
Chancellor, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a prescribed program of study, principally of research. A thesis embodying the outcomes of the research is the principal basis of examination. The degree is only awarded if the thesis makes a significant and original contribution to knowledge and to the understanding of the field of knowledge with which it is concerned. Today, the University is proud to honour Doctor of Philosophy graduates who have satisfied these rigorous criteria for the award of the degree. Chancellor, I present to you Kylie Ball, Bachelor of Arts with Honours of this university. Dr. Ball's thesis is entitled An Investigation of Relationships Among Psychological Stress, Coping and Disordered Eating in Young Women. Chancellor, Dr. Ball. Chancellor, I present to you Julia Connell, Master of Arts of Reading University. Dr. Connell's thesis is entitled The Influence of Management Style and Organisational Culture on Soft Skill Utilisation. Chancellor, Dr. Connell. Chancellor, I present to you Paul Dickman, Bachelor of Mathematics of this university. Dr. Dickman's thesis is entitled Estimating Regional Variation in Cancer Patient Survival. Chancellor, Dr. Dickman. Chancellor, I present to you Amanda Patterson, Master of Nutrition Dietetics of the University of Sydney. Dr. Patterson's thesis is entitled Iron Deficiency in Australian Women, Development, Implications and Treatment. Chancellor, Dr. Patterson. Chancellor, I present to you Anne Young, Bachelor of Mathematics with Honours of this university. Dr. Young's thesis is entitled General Practitioner Utilisation Among Women in Australia. Chancellor, Dr. Young. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of Research Higher Degree graduates.
We'll now have a musical interlude presented by the Indonesian Students Association Group. They will perform a beautiful song from the Indonesian archipelagos. indeed a beautiful song.
Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite Mr. Geoffrey Jay to deliver the occasional address. Mr. Jay was the presenter of the morning talkback radio program on radio station 2HD from 1986 to 1996 and provider of the editorial for Prime Television during that time. Mr. Jay is a Master of Business Administration graduate of this university and currently the Marketing Manager in the Faculty of Economics and Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Geoffrey Jay.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, staff of the University, families and friends of graduates and most importantly graduates, good afternoon. It is lovely to be part of this presentation. After the musical note, I'm almost inclined to say it's the end of the formal proceedings because I'd like to relax and I hope you feel a little relaxed. It is your day, of course, and I talk to the graduates and to mums and dads, families and friends, because it's not all that long ago that I was sitting there, only a few years back. It is a very special occasion for me, or significance as far as the ceremony is concerned, and if you bear with me, I'd like to share that with you. I only realised how much as I was sitting there watching the proceedings, and I'll do that as I go along. Also, bear with me, there is no lecture. We've done enough of that, I guess, over the last few years, and I recognise a few students that I've had the pleasure of teaching. In fact, I actually wear a few hats today without wearing any, and that's probably the reason I haven't got one on, because I am the part-time manager or marketing manager at the Faculty of Economics and Commerce. I'm also, and as such, have a number of colleagues who are here today that I work with. I'm also a part-time academic, which means I also have people here that I work with in that capacity, and students, of course, that I work with. And as an ex-talkback radio announcer, as the Vice-Chancellor mentioned, and I look out and I see a number of faces that I'm familiar with, that I have had dealings with over the years. So hence no hat at all, a number of caps to be worn, but there seems to be a little bit of an intrigue about why an ex-radio announcer or talkback announcer is involved in this field. Can I say, firstly, or again to the graduates, that I see today as a matter of giving yourself greater or better choices in life. Allow me to explain a bit, and please bear with me again if I use some personal examples, a little bit of my own story, some thoughts. And again, I know, having sat there not that long ago, that you're keen to celebrate. And if I can take my choice, the Odgers family, the Noisy family, can I join your after celebration party? Because I'm sure it's going to be a good one by the sound of things. Whether it be as an accountant or administrator, financial controller, financial advisor, systems analyst, manager, IR, or a radio announcer, it is possible. It is possible. I admit it's a fair journey across disciplines to think about being a radio announcer, but it does happen. When I gave up radio 3 years ago, people would ask, why give up such a cushy job? I mean, you sit there for 3 hours a day talking into a microphone. You then leave at lunchtime and do whatever you do after lunch. Money must be all right. You get the ego massaged pretty regularly. You're almost permitted to have an inflated view or inflated value of your own opinion, though I've got to say I've since learned that that's not just the domain of media commentators. I do miss it from time to time, particularly in a week like this. The actual exchange of opinion and thought. And in some respects, it's not all that different to the university or higher education. This week would have been pretty good. The budget, as our Shadow Treasurer tried to tell us, with more fiddles than a Tamworth Country Music Festival. But then again, my experience suggests that about this time of the year there's more bull come out of Canberra than all the stockyards around the country. We had Kevin Gosper's daughter and the Olympic torch. We could have had some fun with that on air this week too. In fact, they have had some fun on air this week. leave the nepotism alone for a while, I'd be asking, what about the public relations? State of origin, and how the Queenslanders could suggest that that was a knock-on, I do not know. Would have been a good week on air. Verbal jousting and playing devil's advocate is how I describe the role of talkback announcer. But I did ask myself many times why I'd give that up, particularly after the effort that went into it, after 16 years, basically, of preparing yourself and getting into that position, of doing nights and afternoons and travelling from the west of Australia to the east of Australia, and then meeting the challenge of the Newcastle market. And I have to tell you, for those that are from outside the region, that this is a very, very competitive market, extremely competitive market. I was told that before I came in, but naively thought, well, it couldn't be any tougher than any others, but that's not the case. It's a tough market. And to go into morning, it took some time, but we did get to number one and we stayed there for a fair while. Interviewing thousands of people and talking to lots of people about various things, going head to head with prime ministers and ministers and arguing about the affairs of the day, but most importantly, probably the access for people in everyday to-day life who could ring and espouse their views. As I said, not unlike the exchange of ideas, hopefully, that goes on within the halls of the university from time to time. Maybe at times on a different level, I would admit. So particularly after the effort that went into getting the job and staying there for a while, and after fielding some offers from capital city radio stations, offers that I would have given absolutely anything for as a budding announcer some years back. But I decided we wanted to change, or I wanted to change. Right at the top, I said, I see this as a matter of choices, of expanding choices and options. And I felt like a change, time to get out, also time to spend some time with my children, play house father for a while. And we talk about communication, and there is the parallel between working in the university, lecturing, tutoring, working in radio and some of the consulting and other work that I do. It's that communication. But therein lies a challenge, communicating with an 11-year-old son. That's a different communication challenge altogether, isn't it? I mean, a fellow spends hours and hours communicating with people in radio and then at the university teaching. But try, of course, at times, talking to your son. Well, it was because I'd done the MBA, or I was doing the MBA, basically, that allowed me to make those choices. But I had unwittingly positioned myself with my very first degree. That was a Bachelor of Commerce, and that's another reason why this occasion today is pretty special to me, because my first degree was a Bachelor of Commerce and then a Master of Business Administration, like many of you folk today. Quarter of a century ago, I must say. Yeah, 25 years ago. I actually shocked myself a couple of nights ago when I thought about it, but anyway, when a virus actually related to human beings. I didn't even make my graduation back then. I was probably a little bit blasé, lamenting at the time, as many of us did, the betrayal of Gough Whitlam and the arrival on the music scene. I think it was ABBA at the time, and I was enjoying a love affair with a V8 Tirana, and largely uninterested in anything vaguely representing accounting, which, oddly enough, was the core of the degree that I'd just done. That even continued with the work during the accounting firms. But after a while I decided that was time to get out. Time to get out. And I thought about, believe it or not, that's when I thought about radio. In fact, if I just as an aside, how do these things happen? And I'm sure if we spoke to people around the room who've made career changes or life changes, you'd find all sorts of reasons come up, don't they, as to how it happens. It can be just a spur of a moment thing. Spur of a moment thing. And I happened to be driving across the freeway with my mates, and we had two young ladies with us who were trying to impress, and we were impersonating the radio announcers on air. And while he was joking, I actually took myself fairly seriously and thought I could do the job. So I did go on and got in there eventually. So that's how it came about. But even back then, to supplement the work in the radio, I was doing the accounting, punching out tax returns in the day and working as a nighttime announcer. And in those days, well, I don't think things have changed actually. The money's still very poor for nighttime country radio announcers. The grave shift, as it tends to be called, the later on in the night you go. But at the same time, I was also doing some more accounting and things associated with consulting and business. The opportunities that have presented themselves, obviously, by the degree that we've done. It is different now, though, isn't it? It really is. We were talking about this at lunch. It is different in that we can have a number of careers. we can actually have them running almost parallel. We can have them after a few years. No longer do we hang out for the gold watch at the end of it all. I sort of liken it to before we were like bears, where we were looking for a fairly comfy place to grow old and cuddly. But these days we're more a little like snakes, I think I saw quoted, where we molt, we shed our outer skin, we continue to grow and transform. That's what we do as we go through our working life. It's gotten faster, that is the pace of life, the pace of change, as we jostle these days for our piece of cyberspace. The challenges are vastly different than they were 25 years ago, and I know I can get some nods from folks, from parents and those that have been around for a little while. It certainly has changed. I remember entering into the accounting profession and not being there for too long, and the firm talking about computerising, maybe computerising the system. And we were all aghast and said, oh, no, hold off, these things you don't know about, that's unknown territory, beware. Today, speed almost appears to be everything. And I wonder, if I can, how you folk feel, how you feel today, whether it becomes just a blur, the occasion, somewhat as it did for me, and I'm sure lots of other people a few years ago, what you think about this and the work you've done, the mixed emotions. Is it a matter of getting out of uni and away from study for a while? Maybe it'll get the folks off the back after the years of study. Or just give me a job. Let's get out into the workforce, let's do something. Again, I think it comes back to what I started off with, and that is the building of choices. And I know that there's a deal of pride about what's been achieved. You would feel that. The folks are, or they do. And it was 5 years ago, and I come to another point why this is so significant to me today, if I can share this with you. Apart from the people that I know here, it was 5 years ago, the last, maybe embarrassingly I say, graduation ceremony that I was at, but I was here to receive my MBA. And it was then that it really struck me as to how much that Bachelor of Commerce had provided the platform for those choices that I was able to make along the way. It was also an opportunity because back in the day when I picked up my undergraduate degree, I'd gone north and my mother never had an opportunity, and I was blasé about things, as I say. But it gave her an opportunity, just as you folks here have the opportunity today to share in the pride that is felt. 1995 was a chance to absorb it all, for her to be proud and me to understand a bit more, I guess, after having a couple of kids. I had the satisfaction of knowing that I'd also given her the opportunity to share in that occasion, as your friends and family are today. But it was a chance that almost never came about. And maybe that perhaps is a message in all of this that I could leave you with or impart. In my undergraduate days, the first year, in fact, was half fees. It was the first year that had been introduced. I kid you not, if the government of the day hadn't moved that way, plus a contribution from an aunt of mine who happened to be predisposed to a good education, most likely I would not have taken the first critical step. Wouldn't have happened, I think, for a boy from Kalgoorlie on the low socio-economic spectrum. Back then, that was the reality. But I now appreciate the opportunities that our system has presented me with, and hence the choices, not necessarily making the right ones along the time, but nonetheless having those choices. And I think a quote perhaps from John Ralston Saul, if I can, maybe sums it up for me. He wrote on public education, "It is the single most important element in the maintenance of a democratic system. That a private system may be able to offer to a limited number of students the finest education in the world is irrelevant. Highly sophisticated elites are the easiest and least original thing a society can produce. The most difficult and the most valuable is a well-educated populace." That reflects entirely my belief and experience in higher education. I would suggest, if I can, that maybe if J.R. Saul had composed recent budgets, it might have been substantially different in relation to education. I would also suggest, as one was commented recently, close to here, a budget perhaps that wasn't too much of an event for education, unless that was a misquote by those dreadful media folk, and I know how they work at times, having worked so closely with them. I would have liked to taken a little further that argument and those things about education and what they really mean if I was still sitting in the studios over there at Sandgate, participating and pontificating and stirring perhaps for you or listeners to help ensure that we have wide access, not diminishing, but increasing access to our higher education system. To the graduates, can I just say, may your options continue to grow, and so too your wisdom to enable you to choose. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jay. I now have great pleasure in inviting Mr. Scott Odgers to speak on behalf of the graduates.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University Council and staff of the University, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked by the Dean to say a few words this afternoon on behalf of the graduates here today. Before I start, I'd like to thank the Dean for giving me this opportunity. Although, I must admit, when I did get the phone call late on Monday afternoon, I thought it may be more punishment than opportunity when I didn't know who had put my name forward. For years as an avid Parramatta supporter, I, along with many others in this room, have had to sit through a certain lecturer's class, listening to how the Knights went, not to mention the excuses when they lost. So when I was asked, I remembered filling out a lecturer survey and making some not-so-kind comments about the Knights. So on the back of my mind, I thought perhaps after last Sunday's dismal effort against Penrith, this may have been some form of payback. Before I go any further too, I'm wondering why I got to stand up behind a man who used to speak for a living and I can barely string two words together, but we'll move on. Anyway, I'd like to thank the Dean for the opportunity. When I was asked to speak on behalf of the graduates today, my first thought was, how do you speak on behalf of hundreds of people that you may not know or may never even have met? However, once I went to get my gown yesterday afternoon, there were a lot of names, faces, people I'd become familiar with over the years, and a lot of people I got to know fairly well. Having said that, I still can't put words into other people's mouths, so I'm only able to speak generally about my observations over the years. Being a part-time student, I took the long road, and in 6 years, I've noticed how things change as you mature as a student and a person. When I first started uni, there was nothing better than the break during lectures or between classes to duck down to the Godfrey Tanner bar for a couple of schooners, especially after work, and then knowing you had to sit through 2 to 4 hours of something like commerce or audit. But as you moved further into the course, the time you had to spare became less and less, as lecturers packed as much as humanly possible into 2 hours. I know both part-time and full-time students sometimes felt there weren't enough hours in the day. But having pushed through those middle year subjects, I know in my final year, the best thing I found was the independence given to students. No more spoon feeding, just a bit of guidance from the lecturers, thus allowing the students to do what they wanted, researching areas of interest or use in other activities. While the uni is often criticised for being a bit too theory-oriented, these final year subjects allowed you to look at areas in commerce and business that may be applicable to practice in future years. Obviously, as a part-time student, I've led a different uni life to the full-time students. The thing I found best about working while at uni was the fact that I was able to transpose my job and uni work, and that was of great help with both. The practical knowledge I received at work and the theory at uni allowed me, I believe, to more easily understand different situations than when they arose. As with everything though, this wasn't all good. Juggling both meant there were often time constraints when things were due. Another downside was missing out on the full-time uni lifestyle. I know while the full-time students did not enjoy the practical support part-time students did, they did have more time on campus to undertake some of the extracurricular activities we all hear so much about. Even though part-time and full-time students did lead different uni lives, there are things we all remember, like looking up an exam timetable to find you in a room nobody, not even your mates, have ever heard of, arriving at that room in the November exam period to find it's about minus 10 degrees and you should have brought a jumper, or even needing something from the RMR and then finding its opening hours are between about 10 and 10:15 on every second Tuesday of an odd month. Having said all that, there is one definite thing all students have in common, and that is the need for support from those closest to us. We all at some time have relied on our family and friends to understand our current situation, whether it be the need for actual assistance with your studies or just knowing you need some space when reports were due or around exam time. This sometimes puts strain on your relationship with these people, but it was always easy to see those people you could rely on. As such, on behalf of the graduates here today, I'd like to thank the families and friends, those who may or may not have been able to attend, for all their support. Along those same lines, none of us here today would have made it without the help and assistance of the lecturers, tutors and support staff. And so again, on behalf of us all here today, we thank you. Finally, I'd just like to say a big thank you to the staff at the Bar on the Hill and the Godfrey Tanner Bar. Without you, I don't know how we would have managed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Odgers, for that speech. I suppose we all know where we can find you after this ceremony. This ceremony has ended. May I invite all present to join us for a cold drink in the marquee adjoining the Great Hall. The University Union also invites you to make your way towards the Shortland Union building where Devonshire tea will be served, along with some other beverages, no doubt. You'll also be able to order photographs, have your testaments framed and view a range of university memorabilia for sale.